Actions on Capitol Hill, there are many. Let's bring in the Thursday talkers. Democratic strategist Robert Zimmerman and Paul Westcott, host of the White House Brief. Okay, both of you have to tell me what you make of Weiner's press conference today. And I'm going to start with you, Robert.
It's New York. All I can tell you, when you have a press conference about a sex scandal in New York, you're inviting Howard Stern wannabes. A couple of drag queens probably will show up. You just guaranteed. But this is what we've been reduced to. I mean, we have a porn star yesterday lecturing a congressman on ethics and actually being right. That's how base and how disgraceful this entire episode is. And I don't know why this press conference was held. It began like it ended. A very disgraceful mess.
You know, Paul, I thought it was odd that he started with a description of his tenure in Congress, talking about what he had done all these years. The words I wanted to hear were, I'm sorry and I'm leaving.
Right, exactly. He turned it into an Anthony Weiner moment. We all know that the most dangerous place in Washington is between Anthony Weiner and a microphone and a camera. I mean, it's an absolute nightmare when you get the guy out there. And I was shocked he didn't actually stay and take questions. He told us hours before, I'm not going to take questions. I was shocked because he's that kind of guy. He will take questions on this. He'll keep going. He just wants to stay in the spotlight. I don't know what he's going to do now.
There's never a shortage of hypocrisy from both sides when it comes to values and ethics and scandals. I mean, for example, my party, I think, was wrong when they made the argument that Dave Vitter stayed, so Anthony Weiner should stay. Dave Vitter is not my standard of conduct. And quite frankly, when I hear the Republicans with their family values rhetoric defend Vitter staying in office, or John Ensign, or Mark Sanford as governor.
I don't know who defended them, but...
Oh, actually, for example, Eric Cantor did. He said the voters should decide. Well, you know, the Republicans...
That's the first thing Pelosi said. The voters should decide.
Absolutely.
Let's move it on, though, because I want to ask would it have made a difference if he hadn't lied about this? What if he had just come out and said, I made mistakes, this was over the top, I'm sorry? Would everybody feel differently?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if he hadn't lied from square one, I mean, you had, Charlie Rangel, you had, who was a liar and should be in an orange jumpsuit, right alongside Barney Frank. They lied about it. They extended the scandals with the Fannie Freddie jobs.
Where's your outrage about Senator Ensign?
I had outrage about it.
Okay, good. We didn't hear that from the right wing.
Yeah,
but in the family values circle. But here's the point. I believe, quite frankly, if he'd come forward and told the truth from the beginning, he still would have to give up his seat, and he should. But maybe he'd have more credibility. He destroyed his credibility in this process.
There's no credibility here. I've noticed that the younger people on our staff think that this is no big deal. This happens all the time. Why are you people so upset? No one got groped. No one was touched. There was no rape. Paul, what do you make of that attitude? Because I feel totally differently.
Well, honestly, as a younger person, I first of all think it's a little bit of a younger person. But
wait a second.
Wait. No, as a younger person, I do believe that that there should be a separation between what you do in office and what you do privately. In this case, he lied about it to his constituency. There were questions about the legality of it, speaking to potentially a 17-year-old in Delaware.
But there's something else at work
They tried that thing. There was so much going on there.
There's something else at work.
Even at my demographic, you got to say, no. There's something wrong here.
This is not about two consenting adults having a relationship that they define as comfortable. This is about people who followed Congressman Weiner on Twitter, on Facebook, because they believed in what he was doing and saying as a congressman.
Right.
And he used that relationship to engage in a sexual dialogue and a sexual rapport. And that, to me, is most despicable.
Well, I want you to respond to something that Debbie Wasserman Schultz had to say about this. And to be fair here, she said this about a week ago, okay? She said Anthony's dealing with a personal matter. That's how she described this. She said it should be left as a personal matter. Now, as I said, Wasserman Schultz said this about a week ago, so she may have changed her mind. A lot of people did. But really, a personal matter?
Well, when you lie to your constituents, it's not a personal matter. When you lie to the country, it's not a personal matter. The bottom line is here, he lied to all of us. He should have been apologetic, and he should have shut up. For some reason, he decided to continue his media spectacle, which he loves. He loves the spotlight.
I give Debbie Wasserman Schultz a lot of credit. She may have been making that comment when he was first denying the charges, and maybe she wanted to give a colleague the benefit of the doubt. But when the truth was told, she stood up as a Democratic national leader and called for his resignation. And very frankly, that was a very bold step. We never saw that kind of leadership from the Republican Party, unfortunately, in addressing their scandals.
All right, change the topic here just a little bit. Okay. But we use that to get at something else Debbie Wasserman Schultz said. I want you to listen to this.
Yeah, we own the economy. We own the beginning of the turnaround, and we want to make sure that we continue that pace of recovery, not go back to the policies of the past under the Bush administration that put us in the ditch in the first place.
So how's that going for your party owning this recovery so far?
It's our responsibility as political leaders. And more people should follow her example and recognize this is an economy that the Democratic Party and the Obama administration own and are responsible for. And likewise, we can point to 2.1 million jobs created over 15 months, a slow, frustrating recovery. But in the last year of the Bush administration, we lost 3.7 million jobs. It's a slow, difficult turnaround, but we have the automotive industry working at a profit. All three companies, for the first time since 2004, are working at a profit, and we have consistent
you wanted
and slow
to
job
own the
growth.
economy, but at the same time, it still stinks. Bureau of Labor Statistics said earlier this week 1.9 million jobs lost since the passage of the stimulus. Are you kidding me? There's no jobs created. This has been a jobless recovery. Barack Obama did a horrible job. He failed. It's time for him to apologize, step back and say, let's try something different. Maybe I should have listened to my ag panel.
Okay, so we've heard all the sound bites. Let's deal with reality. Would you be opposed to the automotive bailout? Would you have been opposed to the automotive bailout?
I was opposed.
That the Bush administration started?
Yeah, the Bush administration was wrong for that. That's when they turned to socialism, right before Barack Obama's
So you would have preferred massive bankruptcy. We have towns that are revived now, hiring people, towns that were absolutely...
We have restaurants in towns that are still closing because of it.
Hello, people. We're going to end the segment now. Good job. Fascinating conversation. We got a long way to go in that recovery.
Oh, yeah.
Sure
Paul and Robert, great job. Much more on the Wiener scandal still to come as we sick the Willis watchdogs. We can't give up on this story, seriously. You'll want to listen to that. Look, if you're fired up about this or any of the issues on the show, drop us an email to willisreport@foxbusiness.com.
Coming up on the Willis Report, say it isn't so. More economic woes show this will likely not be a summer of recovery either. Jerry dissects the numbers next. He's made a career out of opposing taxes and subsidies, and today we'll hear from the anti-tax crusader Grover Norquist and find out how taxes will be an issue for Republicans in 2012. Are you blaming long hours at the office for your marital strife? Not so fast. New research suggests a demanding job may help, not hurt your marriage. Our Willis watchdogs dig in. We're on the case next on the Willis Report.